Doesn't matter who you are, hair loss is something you want to avoid. That's why there are always going to be salesmen with smelly creams and electric gizmos that all claim they can zap the old noggin follicles back into action. But do any of the treatments out there actually work?
She made me look like a dog.
What's wrong with your head?
No one wants to lose their hair, but it seems like there's nothing you can do about it. And hair loss, like a lot of all-around embarrassing TMI medical topics, comes with plenty of preconceived notions. Like hair loss skips a generation, or only comes from one side of the family, or only happens to men. So what's true? What's not? I wanted to learn the truth. To help me sort through it all is YouTube's Dr. Dre. I've got Q's, she's got A's. I'm Tori, and this is the TMI Show.
It's Dr. Dre from YouTube. It's so nice to talk with you.
Hi, Dr. Dre. Thanks so much for being here today. So just tell me, what causes hair loss?
Well, hair loss can be due to a variety of things. Stress, heredity. Generally, though, people, they shed anywhere from 50 to 100 single hairs a day. Some of our hairs are going to fall out while others are in their growing phase. And what can happen is that balance can get interrupted. And when the hair falls out and less hair grows in, that's when you have hair loss. Now, hair loss, to be clear, is different from hair shedding. The medical name for hair loss is alopecia.
Can hairstyles cause hair loss?
Oh, absolutely. Hairstyles, they can contribute to hair loss when the hair is styled in ways that pull a lot on the roots, like a tight ponytail, braids, cornrows. This type of hair loss is actually referred to as traction alopecia. And now if the hair follicles then become damaged, unfortunately that type of hair loss can become permanent.
All right, so don't do the Ariana Grande ponytail. Got it. Can stress cause hair loss?
Absolutely. Extreme stress or any shock to the body can cause temporary hair loss.
Just asking for a friend, how can hair loss in women be prevented?
Unfortunately, hair loss, preventing it is not always possible. When it's due to things like disease, aging, heredity, or physical stressors like an injury, it's not preventable. Things you can do to prevent hair loss may be due to things that styling your hair with, certain caustic chemicals or tight hairstyles. Avoiding those things is preventative for hair loss. Some shampoos can be very drying, and this can dry out the hair shaft, so the actual tangible part of the hair. But probably one thing that you can do rather than focusing on the ingredients is where you're putting the shampoo. It's really the scalp that needs the shampooing, not the strands themselves. So avoiding unnecessarily lathering up the strands of the hair when you shampoo can really help as far as reducing your dryness to the hair shaft that would then lead to breakage. And that breakage can often be perceived as hair loss.
Good to know. What about treatment?
Well, treatment is going to depend on the cause of the hair loss. Now, in cases where the loss is due to stress or hormone changes, like around pregnancy, sometimes no treatment is really needed. Now, in cases of hair loss that are due to hairstyling practices, like those tight braids or ponytails, or maybe certain chemical treatments, that kind of depends on either not doing those things that cause the damage in the first place, or kind of switching out your hairstyles to maybe a more looser hairstyle. And then as far as treatments for hair loss, minoxidil, which goes by the brand name Rogaine, is approved for treating female pattern hair loss.
What can you do that doesn't involve surgery or needles?
Well, there are some things that you can do on your own. You might check with your stylist or try some things like coloring your hair to add volume to the strands or making your hair seem fuller.
Dr. Dre, what would you tell someone who's suffering from hair loss?
Well, hair loss is very distressing, and there's no reason to go through that. So you should always reach out to your healthcare provider to discuss your hair loss. There are treatments for hair loss, so it's not something that you have to suffer in silence with. And I hope that the questions we addressed here today are, informative and give you hope moving forward that there are things that can help.
Thanks, Dr. Dre. I've learned a lot about hair loss and ways to avoid it. Have any medical questions? Too much information on a topic you want simplified? Hit the comments and let me know. Like and subscribe to this channel while you're down there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.